Hey Sky Fam, and I'm back with another banger. Welcome to Becoming That Girl, a show where we get to sit down with some of our faves and get to know how they became the incredible women that they are today. On set today, I'm joined by none other than Muchemwa Sinkala. Muchemwa Sinkala is a Rhodes University graduate and certified in TV and film production by the MultiChoice Talent Factory. She wears multiple hats as a filmmaker, screenwriter, director, and creative director of Miss Creative Media, with credits as a writer and director on hit shows like Tikula, Zuba, Umutenge, and King Buga. Muchemwa brings stories to life. Muchemwa is one of the only few female directors in Zambia and breaking barriers as she creates magic behind the camera.
What's my thing is self-confidence, creativity, good vibes. What's not my thing is obviously not smoking, never smoking, bad people, bad energy, and self-doubt. That's not my thing.
Today we're twinning.
We have denim skirts, the what's this? This is a
Like a sweater.
sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our shoes.
And our bands, and our shoes, and our hair.
Both have twisted hair.
Of course.
Yeah. Who is Muchemwa Sinkala? You know, apart from directing, apart from producing, like...
You know, that's such a hard question to answer. So I'll try answer it with positive affirmations. Muchemwa Sinkala is a good person. Muchemwa Sinkala is beautiful. Muchemwa Sinkala is intelligent. Muchemwa Sinkala is creative. Muchemwa Sinkala is deserving of all good things.
Yeah, period.
That's who I am.
That's all, period.
Period.
So what was your childhood like? Like your background and how you grew up, and how has it affected your career path?
So being in an environment where people were like taking arts and sports and sciences and academics seriously, right? I was the artsy one, so I took the arts really seriously. So I joined the drama club, I joined choir at a certain point. I took art as a subject, like A-levels. I did art as my A-level, one of my A-level subjects. So yeah, that was pretty much my introduction to the arts world. And then when it came to going to university, I went to university in SA. Stepped away from the arts for a little bit because I did economics, politics, and then journalism and media studies, specializing in television production. So like news and documentaries and stuff like that, but like deep down, I knew like I just want to be like an actress or something, or a singer or something. And then when I started working, I had the opportunity to either join the newsroom and like do documentaries and stuff, or be on the creative side and create TV shows and stuff like that. So my first TV shows that I created at this station I was working at were a children's art show and a youth documentary series on like arts and stuff like that. So that's what I really enjoyed doing. And then as I was working, I kind of decided like, hey, I want to be more into the arts world, because like, yeah, this is great and all, but like I feel like there's more that I could be doing. And then this opportunity came up of MultiChoice Talent Factory, which is like a film school for a year. So I had already had my base in like non-fiction, which is news and documentary. And then in order to know more about like the fiction side of filmmaking, I applied for MultiChoice Talent Factory the first year, and I got in, and that was great. I learned a lot during that time period. And long story short, eventually ended up working on Zuba as a scriptwriter until eventually I started directing. And actually before I started directing on Zuba, I had the opportunity to work with Her Story Productions, Media 365, to help develop Tikula and eventually direct Tikula. And then once I directed on Tikula, Zuba were like, okay, so she's not that bad after all. And they were like, hey, come and direct as well. So that's what I did.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I heard that you did like choir and like drama. So I'm tempted to ask you like if you can sing a little something for us. Can you sing?
I said I was in choir. I didn't say I could sing. There's a difference. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Let's relax.
Yeah?
Let's relax. And I feel like singing is a muscle. If you're not using it, it kind of disappears. And I feel like, unfortunately for me, that muscle ran away as fast as it could. But yeah.
So like you said, like you have to use your talent, otherwise it would disappear.
Yeah.
So when you're in university, like studying economics and politics, did you ever feel that your creative shine kind of dimmed a bit or like almost died out?
No, because I was like in such a different mindset, and I was still doing journalism and media studies. So with that, there was some sort of creativity in that, because it wasn't like strict in like, oh no, report the news or whatever. It was create stories. So we did documentaries and stuff like that when I was in university. And then when I was doing economics and politics, I genuinely enjoyed doing it. It was stretching a different part of my brain. I don't think people should be like stuck in boxes like, hey, because you do art, you can't do economics or whatever. I feel like you can do both. And for me, I feel like doing politics and economics along with like my journalism and my art stuff kind of helped make me a better rounded person. And I have that base. I can always go back, I think.
Yeah. So speaking of your career, I know you wrote the storyline, some of the storyline of Tikula, and on Zuba you were a scriptwriter. So is writing something that came naturally to you, or was it like a talent that you had to build up?
I think it's both. I think when I was younger and I was saying, oh no, I want to be an actress, oh no, I want to do this, I think the base was always I wanted to be a storyteller, I wanted to create. But because I don't think, even like back then, I don't think people took being in the arts world that seriously. So, and also I wasn't exposed to like film and stuff like that, so I didn't have the vocabulary to say, hey, I want to be a filmmaker. So for me, it was like actress. But then once I stepped into spaces where I saw that, hey, you can be behind the scenes or in front of the camera, I realized that I actually really enjoy creating the story rather than acting it out. So I feel like it was always inside of me, but like I just didn't have the words for it at that time.
Yeah, like conveying your story through other people that can act it out beautifully, like Tikula and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So was there a point like in your journey where you felt like, oh my gosh, this is rough, like things are getting critical, and like you felt like giving up, but then you like pulled through?
I feel like that happens at least once every year, or once every few years. There's always a space where it's either there's too much pressure at work, or there's no work at all, or like you're just not feeling your best self. So you just have to remind yourself of like what truly makes you happy. I'm a Christian, so I pray over that, and I do my best to sort of like pray over it, exercise, like literally physically go for a walk or go to the gym or something, and just to get my mind right in order for me to pull out of those spaces of negativity. Bad energy is horrible.
No bad energy here.
Never.
Yeah, this is a cool vibe.
Yeah.
So throughout your journey, it's been a roller coaster, especially in the creative space in Zambia. Like, how has your support system played a role in your life? Like, when things are rough, like what did they, do to encourage you?
Okay, so obviously approaching your parents to be like, hey, I want to be an artist can be a bit shady, but lucky for me, like my parents did have their reservations, but ultimately it's always been my decision what I want to do. So in terms of my support system, my family and my friends are always very supportive. For some reason in their eyes, they're always just like, oh, don't worry, you get through it, you'll be fine, you're amazing, you're great. They're always just saying like such great stuff to me that I feel like because they're saying such great stuff to me, good things are going to happen, and I have no reason to think I'm failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like every opportunity is a learning experience. Yeah.
So it seems that your career has low-key been like a smooth ride. So like as a female producer, like in a male-dominated area in film, like there are very few female producers. So like, are there any challenges that you faced, or any like backfalls that you've had?
The first challenge I faced was when I was first trying to get into the industry, into work. It was my youth. People thought I was too young because I was working around people that had lots of experience, and the only thing that got me through the doors was my qualifications. They say, oh, this girl has degrees in this, and then on top of that she's got certificates in this, right? So you walk into spaces and you're the youngest person there, and you feel like being the youngest person in a room with people that are 15 plus years older than you can be a bit intimidating. So it's half and half. I was lucky that like eventually I get into these spaces and people are actually listening to my ideas, but then at the same time, because you're so young, sometimes it's something within yourself is like, maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I shouldn't do that. But like, I've been in spaces where people are encouraging. And then another issue that I know lots of other women have is being a woman in male-dominated spaces, and our film industry is male-dominated. Lucky for me, the people that have sort of pulled me along the way have been women. For the most part, I would say like 90% have been women pulling me up and being like, hey, we want you to do this. My first job, a woman, a senior producer, advocated for me. My second job, again, it was a woman that advocated for me. And even like working on Tikula, it was me working under like 3 women as well. So I've been really lucky with that. My only job where I didn't work necessarily like completely work under a woman was on Zuba, where like our producer was a man, and even then he was very supportive. And there was a woman I reported to that was also very supportive. But I know that there's a lot of women that experience like people not listening to them because they're women, feeling like, you know, harassed because they're women. But I haven't necessarily had those experiences. In terms of other negative challenges, it's because the thing about the film industry, it's also very seasonal. So you have lots of months where you can have like 3, 4, 5 jobs at a time. And then you have like October to March, which is quiet a lot of the times. So like you really have to make sure that you're set from like March until September. You do all the work that you need to do so that when the quiet time comes, you're taken care of and you don't cry and stuff like that. Another challenge I faced was taking on too many things, too many projects at a time. There was a time, if not last year, then the year before, where I was working on 5 different projects at a time.
Wow.
And I did not realize that I was stressed out or that I was in an unhealthy situation. And it really took a toll on my mental health, my spiritual health, my emotional health. And I had to cut things down. So now I know like the most I can take on is like 3 jobs. After 3, I just have to say no. No matter how scared I am of like the October to March period, I just have to say no. Because I'm a freelancer as well. So when opportunities come, it's like you want to grab onto everything, but sometimes just like take time to breathe and rest.
Yeah, like in your quiet period.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there was a time where you like were bombarded with like so much work, like 5 things at a time. That's hectic.
It's crazy.
So how do you manage the stress, especially with what you can manage? Let's say 3 productions, but still it's still stressful, it's still hectic. How do you manage the stress like through all that?
So if you look at my Instagram, guys, follow me on Instagram. You'll see that I like to travel a lot. So for me, it's work hard, play hard. So like I will work, like be very, very, very intense, and then I will literally take a few days or weeks after every few months or like towards the end of the year where I'll either take myself on a holiday, self-care, go to the spa or something, holiday, self-care, prayer. Guys, prayer is like meditation. It really helps. And I just have to make sure that my mental health, my emotional health, and my spiritual health and my physical health are like proper. That's how I balance out like working too much.
Yeah, mental health is really important. And if you're feeling stressed, just book a flight to go on vacation. Yeah.
Catch flights, not stress.
Exactly. So can you give us like one goosebump moment like in your career where you really feel that I've made it, like I've made it, I'm Muchemwa Sinkala and I've made it?
There's 2 moments. I think it's both times that I was asked to direct, right? Or like, actually no, Tikula me I asked. I was just like, because I was writing the scripts and like doing the research and stuff like that. And then I was just like, hey, can I direct some episodes? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, are they being serious? Because they hadn't necessarily like seen me direct.
Yeah.
But like they trusted me to take on like the project, and I was just like, interesting.
Okay.
And then the second time was again when like finally Zuba was in like my 5-year plan, because I was introduced to Zuba in its first season before it had even been released on TV. And in my head, I was just like, in 5 years, I'm going to direct this show. And for me, it happened in like 3-4 years. So when that happened, I was like, wait a minute. Finally, you get to direct on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were my goosebump moments.
I know you do like little vlogs. I've watched them. I've watched them on your
Why are you
Instagram
watching them?
and TikTok. I have to watch them.
Okay.
You don't know, yeah, celebrity. You don't know people want to become you?
Yeah, I did not know that.
You're
That is
becoming
scary.
that girl.
I am that girl. Yeah.
So what does it take to be a director? Like, what does a day in the life of Muchemwa Sinkala look like?
A day in the life of Muchemwa Sinkala. She wakes up, she prays, she works out. Sometimes I haven't worked out in a few months, but like in general, wakes up, prays, works out, baths, goes to set, directs people, eats, comes back home and sleep, repeat. That's basically it. And then when I'm off set, it's wakes up, prays, works out, writes scripts or thinks of ideas, sleep, repeat, like that.
Sleep, repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you please tell us more about like the directing experience, like how it is directing on set, and like what you have to do to prep to actually direct for that day?
So I need to know my script, like inside out as much as possible. I need to be on top of my game in terms of like, directing isn't just about me and the actors. There's so many other different departments involved. Everything from the art department to the wardrobe department. You know, we need to make sure that we're all in sync. So what that would look like would be, we get on set, I speak to like the heads of departments to sort of understand where they're at, what I want, what they have, and how we can work together to make sure like the dream comes to life from script to screen.
And I also saw a little video where you're like making the actors feel comfortable enough so that you can direct them and, you know, like do a good job, because you do a great job.
Thank you. We have to have a lot of chemistry in order to make things work. And for me, my process is very collaborative. I need to make sure like every department feels valued and that I appreciate their input, but at the same time I know that ultimately it's going to say Muchemwa directed it. I also need to be happy with what we're doing. So it's an issue of balancing people's autonomy and creative input, and then also what I want as well, so that we create something that we both are happy with.
So in your intro you said that not your thing is smoking. So can you please tell us like, why are you smoke free?
I am smoke free because I don't like the smell. Also, it's not the healthiest thing to do. I just don't find it necessary, to be honest. It's just not my thing. I don't need to smoke to be cool or to feel relaxed or whatever. It's just never been a thing for me.
Do you have any advice for any girls that want to become a producer, a director, or simply Muchemwa Sinkala? Like, any advice?
Have very strong boundaries in terms of like, let your no be no, yet let your yes be yes. Know what you want. Like, if you want something, right? Give it your all, give it your best, despite whatever people might be saying.
Yeah, like how do you stay creative though? Like, not all the time you can come up with like a new idea or a fresh idea, especially like as a young producer, like you're expected to be young and fresh. I've brought something new.
Being young and fresh is so hard. There's young, fresh ones that are coming along the way. I would say just creating lots of different little challenges for yourself. So for me, for example, if I'm trying to think of a new idea and I can't think of a new idea, I will have a conversation with someone, interact with people, read books, spy on people, like observe people, or create a new challenge. Let's say you want to learn a new skill. Like, oh, I don't know how to make a basket. Go on YouTube and figure out how to make a basket. That helps with creativity.
Yeah, like speaking of creativity, you have like a degree in economics. So how do you like...
Girl, I have a triple major in economics, politics, and journalism and media studies, specializing in television. Get it right.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You have a triple major.
Yes.
You have a triple major. So how do you balance, like economics is more of business, kind of business side, and your creative side? Usually like there's a like kind of
a disconnect
like with that. So how do you like find the balance between business and creativity?
That's a difficult question to answer because I'm still figuring it out. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that like business makes you money and stuff, and then creativity keeps you happy. So you need to find a way to make your happiness make you money.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how did you find a way to make you happiness, make you money?
I guess that would be selling services. I'm a script writer, so I write scripts for other people. So as I'm writing the script, I'm happy, I'm being creative, and then it's an idea that I have to sell someone, and then they give me money. And then me being a filmmaker, I'm enjoying being on set and building stuff and creating worlds and stuff like that. And then someone wants to pay to watch it, so.
And looking like at your career, most people think that you just wake up and boom, you're successful. Like they think it's just luck. But you mentioned something about like setting clear goals. Like for anyone, like it's obviously important to set clear goals and you have like a 5-year plan. So can you tell us like how you set those goals and like how your success was? It wasn't just overnight.
No, it definitely wasn't overnight. So for me, it's like, what type of life do I want to have in the next 5 years? And what do I need to do? And what have other people done in order to get to where they are right now? So it's sort of like trying to reenact or mimic what other people have done, and then also doing my own research on what are the best ways of getting to where I want. And that's research through reading, through going on the internet and searching things up, through reaching out to people that are already in those positions and asking them questions. And also, like, I think I mentioned it earlier, if you want something and you invest in yourself in a way that will lead you to getting what you want, then that helps as well. You can't say you want something and then not do anything to try and get it.
So this is a question that all the girlies at home want to know.
Okay.
What are the 5 tips on becoming Muchemwa Sinkala?
The 5 tips on becoming Muchemwa Sinkala. Tip number 1, do not become Muchemwa Sinkala. Become yourself. Stay true to yourself. And for Muchemwa Sinkala, that means starting off and ending every day with prayer. Number 3 is put your all into whatever you do, you know. Invest in yourself. I think that's the 4th, right? Invest in yourself, meaning take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of what comes after body and mind. Soul?
Soul, yeah.
No, but there's something else.
Body, mind, and soul.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's something else too. Body, mind, and soul. And then number 5 is have fun. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. Take time to have lots and lots and lots of fun.
And thank you so much, Sky Girls, for joining us. And from us, it's bye-bye.
Bye.